as you do it. Good, and then walking backwards and forwards, just get a nice cadence with it, because you want to be using that center still. So what you're doing here is you're moving the center and spinning it, yeah? So you're moving it and spinning it, yeah? Moving it and spinning it. Cool. All right, hands in front of the chest like you're holding two poles in front of you, and just start making nice big elbow circles. Start with keeping the spine neutral and stable. And then start turning the spine as well.
I was doing this in class, in sports.
Yeah? Get those elbows coming up as well. So this is still a centering exercise as well, guys, because you're thinking of feeling the center and then turning it as you move. I just realized we can even use the warm-up for the theme.
Yep.
Okay, now stepping forwards with it as well. As you're moving forwards, think of your center moving directly towards you. So if you're looking in the mirror, it should look like the spine's moving straight forward. That means you're getting your body mass coming directly towards your opponent, yeah? Take any tension out, try to be loose and free. So the looser you are, the smoother it will move. Okay, coming back to center yourself once again, and then just start with some low heel kicks. With the spine nice and upright, toes pointing back towards you, heel is the contact point. Okay, so not 1, 2, 1. Yeah, the foot's going straight to the target. 1, toes back towards you, so the contact point's the heel. Okay, now stepping with it as well. See your spine going directly towards yourself, yeah? And when it's coming backwards, it's coming straight back. So you're doing the actual physical movement and warming up. You are mobilizing your hip joints, getting them nice and loose, and you are also working on bringing your center straight towards yourself and straight back. So you're controlling that center line. Good. Measure out your stance, feet together, bend the knees, toes out, heels out, guard up in front, and just start with some nice slow chain punches. Get the rhythm. Keep the shoulders soft, knees slightly bent. Yeah,
it's always
been. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. You always remember it. Punching to a straight arm. Get that full reach. Maintain that uprightness, so don't slump into yourself. Feel upright and ready. It's like the feeling should be like you're ready to run. Even when we're doing the energy training, it's like a ready state as opposed to a sleepy state. You want to find that balance of relaxation and readiness. Okay, moving backwards and forwards now, and trying to maintain that straight line between you and your spine. So if you see yourself waddling from side to side, you want to try and fix that up and feel as though you're being pulled directly from the center so that you come straight at yourself. That means when you're striking, you'll have the body mass coming directly behind it as opposed to going off to the side. Good. Punching and kicking now. Good, and start walking backwards and forwards as well. Loosening up the shoulders and the hips. Good, shake your bodies out. Grab a spot, I'm just gonna go through the form first, then we'll do the energy training. So, feet together, stand nice and tall, just take a couple of deep breaths. If you can't see me, just grab a spot where you can. Okay. And the fists up to the side, bend the knees, point the toes out and then the heels out. Left hand comes over the right, coming down and forward. Right hand comes up over the left as you come up for Daisao. Fists back, left fist to your center, coming straight down the center line, palm flattens, pointing up, side down to a fist and back. Same on the right side. Palm flattens, up, side down for Hun Sao to a fist and back. Left palm opens for Tan Sao, coming down and in towards your center. Once it reaches the center, it arcs in and down the center line. Reaching about 3/4 extensions. Fingers up, side down, coming around with the Hun Sao movement, and then coming back with Wu Sao. If you feel like you can, so now moving to Fuk Sao as you put the wrist down. If you feel like you can, bring your awareness into your center whilst you do this. Whilst doing the form, feel and see your whole center and activate Tai Gong. So this is normally done 3 times, the Fuk Sao and Wu Sao movement, but today we'll just do less. Parry across to the shoulder, or Pak Sao, back to center, and then palm strike. Palm flattens, Hun Sao, and back. Tan Sao. Hun Sao with the rotation of the wrist, and coming back with Wu Sao. Wrist turns over, coming down and forward through the center for Fuk Sao. Palm flattens, coming down and around, and back. Once again, normally done 3 times, but we won't do it 3 today, because I want to do some other work today. Parry to your shoulder, back to center, and palm strike. Palm flattens, Hun Sao again, and back. Left palm turns over, coming straight down. Same on your right. Behind, in front. Left arm comes up over right, opening up. Then the right arm comes back over left. Good. Fingers point up to the ceiling and cutting down, drawing back towards you, piercing up to eye height. Fingers point up as you go down, and then down as you go up to fists and back. Left palm opens up, parry to the shoulder, back to the armpit, and palm strike. Good. Palm flat, Hun Sao, and back. Same on the right. Left palm down in front of your belly, pointing off to the side, piercing up to about eye height, cutting down to waist, back up to throat, turning around to the furthest point without moving the elbow joint, and then it opens up for another palm strike. Same on the right. Good. Now for Bong Sao, left palm opens up, turning over and coming forward in a corkscrew fashion, and then turning down, palm facing up, palm strike. Same on the right. Left palm turns over, coming down and forward, right over left, turning over as they come down. 6 times, and then finishing with 6 chain punches. Feet together, and that's the form. Any questions coming in, team? Any questions on the Silam Tau form? Come on. Any questions at all on the form, or?
Still trying to memorize it.
Yeah, that's the first step, making sure you know the sequence and the actual shapes of the movements. Once you got that, then you want to put the state, the energetic state, which we'll practice later, into it.
What's the aim of it? The meaning of it?
Sure. Our Sil Nim Tao, if we look at the meaning, means small thought or little idea. So the suggestion is that we're trying to get the mind to be the source of power. Other parts of it is to train your stance so that your physical positioning is at its most powerful for combat, meaning you've got your whole body mass targeting the center of another person, so that whenever you strike, if Luke's stance is on, he puts his toes in, pointing towards me, and is feeling Tai Gong and centered. So when he strikes, he has the whole body mass behind him. Yeah, but also when he blocks. So when he blocks, he's got the whole body mass behind it. So it's trying to train you so that your whole body is directed straight at their center. So even with striking and kicking and punching, so your arms and legs want to go that way. So apart from that, it also teaches you the most powerful shapes, all the different circular motions that your body can use in combat as well. So there's a bit of a summary for you. Hope that makes sense. Yeah, cool. Any other questions? Okay, so today I wanted to take a look at centering and do a few exercises around that so you can get a deeper insight into it. You guys have been training for a little while. When I say centering, what does that mean to you guys when I say centering? or center yourself.
Try to feel from the tailbone to the top of your head.
Yep. Feel from the tailbone to the top of the head. Good. What else?
Finding your strength.
Finding your strength. Yeah, that's kind of like
Like
that's like the metaphorical side of it. When you do it, you do find yourself in your strength. Yeah.
Grounded.
Grounded. Feel grounded. Okay. The feeling of being grounded.
Kick some ass.
Time to kick some ass. Finding your strength, grounding yourself to kick ass.
Sorry.
From the tailbone. No, it's fine.
It's true.
Okay.
Sorry.
Because no, it's fine. Because that's fine. It's because all these interpretations are all valid. Now, if we look at the actual technical side as to what we should be doing, the doingness of it. The first component is taigong, or drawing up from the pelvic floor. So in plain English, softly drawing up from the anus. Yeah? Did we all remember we're supposed to do that? There's always somebody last when I say that. Anus.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's why I said kick some ass.
Inside.
Kick some ass. Lift some ass.
Kick some ass.
That's it. So you want
I thought I
to.
had to go there and do it.
That's it. What this softly drawing up does, it unites the lower half and upper half of the body. So I'm going to get you guys to start off with that part of it. Yeah, there's more to it. But the first part is the drawing up. Okay? So if I grab Lincoln over here first, and Lincoln's facing you guys, and he doesn't do any taigong, he just keeps himself relaxed and chilling. Don't think about chicken and other things, think about chicks or whatever. And then I lift him up, I can lift up his upper body, then the lower part of his body. Yeah? Now, when he thinks of, get the stance on, toes pointed in, knees slightly bent. Now he softly draws up. So he's now thinking about lifting his ass. Yeah? So it's softly drawing up through there. Now as I go to lift him, I feel, he feels much more solid now. Meaning what's happened there is the first time it was like a sack of potatoes. I lifted the first half and then the second half. The second time, by lifting up, he united all the potatoes. He glued them together. So I had to deal with the whole body mass at once. Get the idea?
But his weight is still the same.
Exactly. The weight's the same, but it's not in two parts. The first time I lifted the first half, and then the second half came. The second time, they were all together. So I had to try lift both halves at once. So you can feel me do it. So if you put your arms around and then slowly lift me up, yeah? You feel, okay, there's a certain amount of mass, yeah? And now I'll activate taigong, do the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
My body mass is the same, but what did you feel different?
Heavier.
Harder to lift. Harder to lift. Harder to lift is,
Contact with guys, it's easy.
So that means then, if you have that on, when you strike, you're hitting with your whole body mass. Get the idea? As opposed to that separated pieces. Also, when you're blocking, you're hitting the whole body mass. So to start off, let's just do do that with the partner. When you're doing this, be careful. I mean, don't do your back in, just try to feel the difference when they do it, yeah? Okay? So let's partner up and have a go of that. You jumping in, Gelly?
Ready?
You were with me. Did you see the exercise we're doing? Okay. It's okay. Maybe you guys go together and explain, and I'll go with you. Yeah? Okay.
I'll lift you. Let me lift you first.
Okay. And slow around my arms, and just do it gently. So like you're grabbing me around my belly.
Like this?
Yeah, lower. Yeah, and just don't hurt yourself.
No,
Just
I won't hurt myself.
I'm pretty heavy. Okay.
I'm
So go.
pretty heavy.
Okay, go lift yourself. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and lift me up. Yeah, okay. I think this is good. I tell you what, this will be more effective if we get these
I
guys
can't
to
lift
come.
you up.
You can feel.
So I'll borrow you, Gelly. We're doing centering exercise. So if you face over that way. So now, don't do anything. Think about, and put your arms around there. She's going to lift you up. Yeah. Now think about Slovakia and something else. Think about being in Cyprus, and now just lift her up. Lift her up. Yeah. Okay. Good. And now this time, so if you put your stance on now, softly draw up like you're stopping the passage of water, the pelvic floor. I think we spoke about it last week. Yeah. And keep that feeling on now as she goes to lift at the same amount of force. Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
You feel the difference?
Yeah. Well done.
So what did you?
Nice.
What did you feel?
Lead, heavy.
Yeah.
Right, you couldn't lift it. First time, yes.
Let me try it
First time, yes. You relax.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
second time,
Okay. So watching again here. Yeah. So do nothing. This is just relax. Yeah. Good. And now, softly draw up. Yeah.
I'm heavy.
Yeah. Good. I can already sense it. Yeah. Yeah.
So I just feel I just feel the tailbone, right?
That's right. And you think of it lifting. Yeah.
I don't have to
Softly.
squeeze it.
Not hard. Like, so the feeling is not tensing it up like this. It's softly drawing up. Softly drawing up.
Softly, and then feel it all the way up to here. Is that right? Or
That's the next component. Good. You're already a step ahead. Yeah. So you actually do, when you do that, that should be like an on switch for all of it, for the next components which we're going to talk about.
They quite like it when they're like, oh, don't touch
All right.
me.
I was heavy.
You know, they want
Bring it
to
in.
play.
How'd you guys go with that? Observations?
I couldn't lift you for that, but I was able to lift.
Did you feel the difference
Yeah.
from when
Yeah.
Gelly used Tai Gong and
Yeah,
not?
Yep,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Second time I couldn't lift it.
Yeah, there you go. So that's foundational in that it unites your body mass, because, you know, if you think about it, force is mass times acceleration. If you have a 50 kilogram girl or guy hitting with their whole body mass, that's 50 kilograms of power. If you have a 100 kilogram guy only hitting with 25% of his body mass, that's only 25 kilos. You get it? So activating Tai Gong helps you straight away to hit harder and block with more power behind it. Now, that's the physical component. The next part, which is the energetic component, is actually starting to get awareness around the tailbone. Because most of us don't really feel that area. It's all very subconscious. Maybe when you do a poop, you might feel it, but it's not like you're sitting there going, ooh, I really feel, yes, I can feel that area. You know, see what I'm getting at. So it starts to give you awareness at the tailbone, which is the base of the spine. Now, leading into the next component of centering is to feel the center. You said it at the beginning, from tailbone to the crown of the head, but actually there's more to add to that. You want to be feeling from the ground. You want to be feeling from the spot between your feet up to the crown. Why? Well, firstly, how? What we tend to do in our systems, you notice when we do our standing energy meditation, we make our feet kiss, we make them touch. So because when your feet touch together, you get some feeling there. Yeah, you can feel that, right? So that becomes like a pointer of awareness, as well as the crown of the head, to draw a line in between. Make sense? So from down there, that's the what, and then the why is so that it activates your legs, so that your legs are actually ready as well to go, to kick, but also it works as like a visualization tool, which is the next component, so that it's like you're got a pole through your body and everything can hang around that. Like, you know how when we're doing pivoting, I'm like, feel your center, and I keep hammering center, center, center. Because the more you can get into your spine, the more you can feel it, the more the vertebrate can start to open up, release, relax, and create space for the releasing of muscular tension. Does that make sense, team? Cool. So step 1, softly draw up. Step 2, feel the whole center. And step 3, any guesses?
Smile.
Always smile. That's like a always there.
Smile.
Step 3 is to visualize it. So start to see it. So you
Smile because you can see it.
you'll be smiling because you're seeing it.
Yes.
Yeah. So to visualize it, we start off with the white light, but you can also use sky blue because it's a very calming, soft energy. Try to avoid red, even though red's the one color, because that can get you excited in other ways. So, what's the first part?
Visualize.
First part. That's one of the parts. That's the last one. And today, what we just did.
Center.
Yeah, center is the overall name. What's the first part of it?
Tai Gong.
Yeah. Tai Gong, then. Yeah, feel. And step 3 is the visualizing. So they're and kick some ass, that's right. So they're the 3 components you want to be using in one. So when you actually set up Tai Gong, that should set off the feeling and the seeing. Like, another analogy we've used is like a lightsaber. Like as soon as the lightsaber comes on, yeah, you see it, you feel it, and there's a soft drawing up. This trains you to make that your central axis for pivoting, for turning, and it also opens up and releases tension from the body. But from a more mental and personal growth or even spiritual level, it's about connecting your mental, emotional, and physical centers of energy, also known as chakras. Have you heard of chakras before? Yeah? Yeah, it's this Hindu term for centers of energy. Okay, cool. So let's go into the next exercise for it. I'll borrow Lincoln again. So standing here. He puts his stance on as usual. He activates Tai Gong, so he softly lifts. You can leave the guard down for now. He centers himself by softly drawing up, and he feels now. We'll put the feeling, we'll start with just feeling. Feel from the crown to the ground. And what we're going to do is you're going to put some pressure on the belly and the upper back and slowly put pressure in. Slowly put pressure in. So, and as I put pressure in now, I feel that that feeds into his spine, into his center. Yeah. So now, if Link looks maybe over there and thinks about something else, and then go back to the same way, think about spaghetti, chicks, dancing, and then I put pressure on. See how it's much easier to, with much less pressure, it's much easier to affect his stance. Now softly draw up and feel the whole center, and I put pressure on again, and he can take that pressure in. Yeah? Why is that important? Because structurally, he now, if he doesn't do anything at all, and I put pressure on towards him, then you see how it can affect his stance, yeah? Whereas if he now centers himself, Tai Gong and centers himself, now this incoming force is feeding into his body and down to the floor, making him a more solid structure, making him more powerful. See how it relates? Okay, cool. So with center, so Tai Gong and feeling, putting pressure on the upper belly and upper back, and then without. Okay, just a few times just so you get the feeling for it. Then we're going to add on to the exercises as well. All right, let's grab a partner and have a go.
Cool.
Yeah.
You can do it. Yeah, if you want.
Maybe we'll observe together first and then we'll do it together. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Maybe
Right, so
I'll get you to do it now. So you can do it while we watch. Yeah.
You relax.
Yeah.
Do nothing.
What's that over there?
That's the no one.
And now?
stay on.
Tai Gong, okay. Yeah, already that's it. Yeah. Yeah, and now let the muscles relax as well. Yeah, so it's very much a feeling. Keep the spine feeling, feel the spine. Yeah. For now my force can feed into your spine. Good, that's it.
So I don't have to contract my belly or anything.
Yeah, it's not.
So upper back, just push. Yeah, yeah, and up again, nothing. Yeah. Now center myself.
This one is
You don't have to contract like in the gym.
It's not a physical contraction. It's an awareness of. You start to feel this pathway, which allows incoming force to travel into it. Make sense? It's like when we do the feeling exercise, when you feel your arms only, and I put pressure on it, your arms can take it, but I hit your knees and it can't take it because you're not feeling it. But when you do feel it, those knees and the arms and the legs, you can take it in because you've awakened the pathway.
Relax.
Make sense?
Okay.
Let's take a look.
That's when you let me.
Just learn as well, just by.
Don't know why. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Let's have a look over here. How'd you go, guys?
Good.
Yeah?
Yep.
Did everyone have a turn already?
Yep.
That was quick.
Yep. That's good.
So everyone had a turn. Okay, what did you notice? What were the differences?
Yeah. How good you feel when you're focusing on your center.
That's actually a side benefit, meaning when you do start centering yourself, you actually start to bring alignment to your physical, emotional, and mental self. So yeah, I felt good. Yeah. Apart from the emotional feeling, what other things did you guys observe? Over here, if you want to share emotional side as well, that's fine. No, nothing's wrong, all right?
It's just, I think it's a more rigid position. You feel
Yeah, the structure is more rigid. What do you mean by rigid?
strong.
Stronger? Yeah, certainly. Yeah. Any other observations, team?
Just a question. Like we were saying before, like is it because we're in here now, like and not outside? Obviously, we're training. You know what I mean? So, like we're engaging ourselves like quite quickly, whereas in a situation, you know, like it's not such. What do we say? Like auto.
When you say a situation, do you mean a combat situation, or do you mean just life?
Like a situation just arises and someone goes to grab you. Do you know what I mean? Like we're here now and we're getting in our state.
Yeah, it's much easier now. We've got the nice music and we're guiding and massaging. Yeah, it's a.
I stop traffic at the traffic lights. Sometimes I just practice my stance there, and people start winking their horns because they're too busy watching me going to this. I practice everywhere. Yeah, even in public. I do. Yeah, I stop traffic. I love
That's an
it.
interesting,
I love it.
something, this is related to that. When I started learning about all this energy work and whatnot, I thought I'd train it while I was walking the street. So I'd center myself and then I'd pick like the point furthest away and I'd send all my intention there and I'd just walk and I just noticed everyone would just move out of the way. And maybe and then I realized maybe it's just because I was a big guy walking straight at him. I don't know, but I don't know. He's going to back me up.
I've got
But,
my
yeah.
sword wrapped up. Even I've got my sword and I'm in that stance in that thing.
Okay, you're carrying a sword too. That's,
Yeah, but that's
different.
covered up. Then I don't know if it's a boomerang or
Okay, got it.
didgeridoo or something.
Okay, got it.
But
straight
people
boomerang.
just like, they just, I love
People
it.
start handing their wallets over.
They just move away.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I like the traffic lights. I do that all the time. Yeah, it's fun. Sorry.
That's all right. I'd like to just try a little bit of an experiment with it now. I'd like you to, were you guys just feeling or were you visualizing as well?
I didn't visualise now.
Let's do it again with visualization too, and just I just want to notice the difference between it. So there's 3 parts.
Yep.
No Taigong and no center.
Yeah.
Then Taigong and feeling your center, and then Taigong, feeling and seeing your center. Okay?
Yep.
Just have a go with that and see if you can notice any differences.
Visualise
Okay?
the white light, or our spine as the white light, or
Yeah. Have a go with that now and see if you can notice the differences. To answer your actual question, I just realized we didn't answer it. in the street, in combat, we train this all now so that it becomes automatic.
yeah.
Simple as that. We train so that when we do have to fight, it's already there, or to our level. Whereas if you didn't know anything about centering, you wouldn't have a chance of putting it on at all because you just didn't know. But just the knowledge of it brings that into play when you're in the situation.
Yeah, like everything.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, like everything. Yeah.
People run away from me. When I've got my uniform on, my sword uniform, people literally, they're walking the footpath and they cross the road.
Is that before or after you hit them?
That's without hitting them. I'm smiling. They just walk away. See, it's all about presence
Right.
too, isn't
Definitely,
it?
yeah. This
about-
trains your presence. You're right.
Yeah,
It does. It does.
changes. You just, hello, I do swords.
Okay,
Martial
let's get back
arts.
into it. All right.
So now,
Okay.
Yeah, that was no Taigong.
yeah.
Okay, now center.
Alright, so what
So
do we
now
do? We're gonna do
Taigong
Taigong.
and center.
Like that.
Yeah,
No.
good. Taigong and center again. Just Taigong and center.
Awesome. You should
Okay.
Yeah,
now
good.
that-
Feel that. And now Taigong center and visualize it with the white light as well. Okay, try again. Taigong, feeling and visualize again.
Go again with this.
Any difference you feel?
What did you feel?
I don't feel anything.
Okay.
I don't feel.
What did you feel from the second to the last one? So the just the feeling in Taigong compared to the feeling Taigong and visualization.
Still no difference.
Okay,
Maybe
it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just your experience.
Maybe I'm sensitive.
For me, it felt like you were, but this is me. I felt like you were more solid. I felt like you were. I felt like there was less give.
Okay.
I was trying to
Try it at me.
both doing it all.
Okay, so nothing.
Yeah. Okay, let's try that.
I have to consciously turn it off actually because I feel like it's normally there. So nothing again.
Yeah.
And now just
That
Taigong
was
and feel.
actually, there was a difference between
Taigong and
that
feel.
one was strong.
Now Taigong, feel and see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And you didn't use force. You didn't.
I'm just changing what I'm thinking about. Yeah. What did you feel?
Yeah. Of course, there's a difference.
What did you feel the difference was between the?
You're more solid. Like,
So you
I felt more solid on the last one. Hey.
yeah.
Yeah. That's what. We'll add on to more exercises now to see how that plays out. This is all experiential. This is something for us
You
to play
didn't do
with.
any like muscle contraction or anything.
Oh,
No, it's just
You just
just
relaxed
changed my
also.
mind. Yeah. I just changed my mind.
Yeah, it's completely different.
Because I'm still like thinking like when you're at the gym, you're like trying to
Yeah.
suck in your belly. And,
Yeah,
and
it's a
then
different
hold
type of
it.
training. Yeah. It's that's weights training is different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's nothing like that.
It's not physical strength training or weights training. Yeah. It's awareness, energy, chi, structural. They're more closer to the type of training we're doing. Okay. Let's take a look at these.
No, like,
So you're
it was just like you were
It's good to observe as well because you learn from it. Yeah.
you're good.
I have to be because I have to combat people and I have to win.
You both had a turn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you both had a turn as well? All right, let's bring it in a bit of a brainstorming session. Did you guys notice any difference between the feeling and the Taigong and feeling, and then the Taigong feeling and seeing? Did you notice any differences? Nothing's wrong or right. If you did or didn't, doesn't really matter.
We just tried something a little bit different as well. Like I said to him, use your full muscle, and I just wanted to feel the difference. And like when we did muscle, it was like you could feel him like trying to stop me and shaking a bit. And then when we did the center, the visualization, it was like he was calm, but I couldn't move him. Like there was no shaking or anything. It was,
Okay, good. We should all have a go at that too. Anyway.
It felt. Yeah.
Okay. So you like what we do in other exercises. You did like the muscle and then the structure.
I just wanted to see what it was like, the difference. Yeah.
And how did you feel when he was doing it from like when you were tensing all your muscles and then to doing centering?
Oh yeah, you could feel it was different.
Yeah.
More relaxed.
Yeah.
Relaxed, I think.
Yeah, definitely more relaxed. And the reason that's important in combat is if you're saving more energy, then you've got more energy for the fight.
Yeah.
Also simply put, if you're tense, then force can play on your body. So if Steve tenses up with his guard, and like if you put your guard on, and then you tense up the way you were tensing that you were talking about, to tighten your muscles up, so it won't take much pressure. I can play around with his body because that means my incoming force lands on all the tension. Whereas if he just centers himself instead and just thinks about his center nice and tall and lets everything just release, then I put that same force in and it can absorb into your body.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't land on his body. Yeah. So our objective is to let all our muscles really just rest on our skeleton so that you can use them and deliver the mass on the structure.
Yeah, when you say it like that, I can really imagine it. Like everything just sort of, all the mechanical side of it.
Yes.
Just flopping around,
It's kind of like, what are the Thunderbirds or the puppets which have it's like all the weight just hangs, like that. Okay, maybe not that, but you get the idea. Yeah.
It kicks in. It kicks in.
How about you guys? Did you notice you three, did you guys notice any difference between in your experience with the visualization or the feeling?
Cogan couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it? That's fine.
You did good. She did all right. She did all right.
People from Greece aren't allowed to do it in Australia. I think that's why.
You did good.
They take that away from you when you go through customs.
Yeah. You did
Or you
good.
just never have it.
You did good. Yeah.
Any other observations, you guys?
All good.
Okay. All right. Why don't we try the... Yeah, why not? We've got time. Why don't we try the ones these guys did? Muscular force. Try like tense up against and use your strength to stop it a couple of times and then do it with centering. Okay? Right, so we go. Maybe we'll change partners. Yeah? Just mix it up, grab a different partner.
Let's go.
Ready? Okay, so firstly, I'm going to put my hand on your stomach and your upper back, that's okay? Put your stance on. Now, as I put pressure, use your muscular force to stop me, okay? Use muscle strength. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So again, muscular strength again.
Just go, like, do it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Now, center. So, draw up, feel, no stress or strain, just feeling, nice and relaxed, feeling it.
Starts to shake. That's what I felt. When I was doing
Wow.
Yeah, you feel?
Yeah.
Again, center yourself again. Yeah. There you go.
That's amazing.
Interesting, right? What's happening is you're awakening the pathway for my incoming force. So if you think of a tube like this, which has force only going up and down, because that's how you're feeling it, the incoming force will start to travel up and down that line, as opposed to when you're using muscles, you're fighting against me.
Yes, I
Yeah,
did feel it.
yeah, you feel that. So you can feel if you go here and you push on here. And I'll think about something else and I'll turn it off over here. That's quite easy to bend it, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, and now I just center myself now and you push.
When you're centering, it's more like
Yeah, you feel it's just going into my spine, into my center.
And you didn't do anything. I felt it was
I just feel
the
it.
second time.
Yeah, I just feel it.
Yeah.
It's similar to when you, for example, feel your arms. If you feel your arms and I put pressure on them, you can take the pressure into your arms now. Yeah. But if I push that into your legs, see how because there's no feeling here, it doesn't go there. Remember we did that exercise?
Yeah.
So now if you feel your legs and your belly and your upper body, feel everything, and I put pressure into your arms, then down into your legs, you can take that pressure in now. Because you've awakened that pathway through feeling, also known as awareness, sensation, energy. Like, it doesn't matter what the name is or the label, it's the doing that's
How do you
important.
go to the next level?
Keep training and then you keep leveling up.
To the visualization.
Ah, okay. Practice. So visualization is very much
Pulling back like that. Yeah.
practice because we all do it already.
I can feel it.
What do you visualize? You visualize
This is my
your spine.
This is a good question, so I'm going to bring everyone in for it, actually. Guys coming in. How did you guys go? Observations?
when you're
That was a good exercise. Thanks, guys.
when you're using muscle, I feel Steve is it's tense, but I can push it forward. He'll go like that easier. But when he's using center, it's still the same, but it's like more like a pole, like
Yep.
a bit hard
Like
to.
you were
That's a good analogy, like a pole. If you think of a pole on the street that you walk past, and the more you practice Kung Fu, the more you'll start actually training with them as you walk past them. Like so many Kung Fu guys walk past them like bongs out, shits on. Anyway, that's another story. Think if you look at a pole on the street and you go up to it and push on it like this, unless you're super fucking strong, it's just going to take the force into that pathway. Yeah? That's what you actually become by feeling that pole. Make sense?
we just did that thing with the pole. Yeah.
Any other observations?
I couldn't feel when I'm centering. I couldn't feel myself centering, but he can feel there's a difference in me.
Yeah. That's actually a very common observation at the beginning. Yes, because most of us don't know what it feels like to use our bone structure. You know what I mean? Like when you push weights, you feel, okay, that's muscular strength. But when you feel the bones working, it's like there's no feeling there. So for example, if Luke puts his arm like this, or like this would be fine, and you use your strength to stop me, and I put force on, you feel what the muscular force feels like, right? Yeah. So really stop me. Now, if Luke can center himself now, if he can Tai Gong, center himself, and let this rest on, just rest completely, keep centering yourself, keep thinking spine. And now the difference here is that he also wants to feel these bones. He wants to feel these bones and these bones. These and this. So center yourself, center yourself. Yeah, and keep feeling this as well. Feeling this. Yeah, he's doing it to a degree. Now I'm putting quite a bit of force in. How do you feel that?
I don't feel you like
Exactly.
pushing me like before.
Exactly. Because it's going into the bone structure now, because the muscles are off. So the feeling's different. We can't expect it
But
to be
you're
the...
actually doing
I'm putting more force on, yeah. So
like before.
So if you push force in towards me, muscle force, and this, you can see we're both fighting each other. Now I move to the bone structure system, and now it's feeding into my bone structure, and I don't feel the muscles activating. We expect from our past experience that when we receive force, we're going to feel it on the muscles like we feel it usually, but we don't. So that's why it kind of feels like nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's not nothing, it's the feeling of your bones taking the force in. But eventually you'll become aware to that, but it does feel like nothing relative to muscular force. Make sense? You're looking to become that feeling. So in your combat, you feel that it's like nothing. Like in Hong Kong, they'd say it a lot, ho chi mo ye, which means like nothing.
I love that. When you
Ho chi mo ye, like nothing.
What is that?
It's awesome. It's awesome when you combat sparring, you've got that nothing. It's awesome.
Which led to the next question from Gelish, who was saying but how do we go to the next level, meaning using the visualization? How are you guys with visualization? This is one that I think perplexes quite a lot of people. I think we make it more complicated in our own minds, which blocks us from doing it. So for example, I always use this example with everyone. Think of someone you love very much. Just picture them in your mind. Can you see them? Yeah? That's it. That is the idea energy or visualization or imagination, which you want to train to use. So now, imagine a white light in your spine.
Ouch.
See what I'm getting at? It was too bright, was it? Yeah. So now it's quite, if you make it simple in your head, it becomes simple in application. So it's like, okay, I see a white light in my center. It's there. Now it's sky blue. Now it's golden. It's just, I've trained it so much that it's very easy for me. And it is easy for you guys as well. Why? Because we all visualize and have an image in our mind with every thought, emotion, and feeling. I've used this example with you guys before as well, probably all of you, let's say you're driving and you get hungry. What do you think about eating?
Sushi.
Sushi. You said it earlier. How about you guys?
When I said big M, yeah.
So can you guys see sushi in your mind? Yeah? Can you see McDonald's? What do you see?
So you're saying if we're feeling something that's like a good feeling, then we can visualize. I mean, we can do the third part of the centering. I don't.
You could use that as a way, as a gateway. Okay. Think of just like, you know, when you turn on a light bulb, like one of these ones is, just think of that in your center. That's good enough. But you're looking more at the emotional side. Every thought and emotion which has an image has a feeling tied to it. So you actually are better off, you know, imagining something that makes you feel calmer and relaxed than imagining, you know, the gas chambers in the Nazi era. Like, you know, that's not going to make you feel relaxed. Yeah, or a bus of children being blown up. You know, think of something relaxing. Yeah.
I feel like it's easy to think of stuff that you want to. Like, I feel like myself, I talk personally, like, I feel like my body and my mind reject stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I'm told to do something, or, you know, even though I'm doing all this stuff to better myself and stuff, I feel like there's this wanker in the background just saying, don't, you know, you're not going to do it, you can't see it. That's what I feel like, and you've got to... Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I understand.
It's like
You're noticing.
It's a negative sort of thing.
Got it.
Saying you can't see that stuff, you know, because you've never seen it before. Or
Okay, yeah, that's like you bring up a whole fucking another can of worms. Yeah. That's like, we can go into, that's what, in spiritual terms we call that the egoism or negative thought forms. Like the angel and the devil.
Yeah.
You know, that part of ourselves which doubts, fears, hates, anger, worry, enmity. That's a...
But I mean, it's easier for us to see, okay, someone we love because we know we love them, and that's just nature, natural, you know. But this is like, doing this stuff is kind of new, I guess.
Yep.
So it's introducing something new at our age, and, you know, the brain tries to fight it a little bit.
Yeah, 100%. You bring up an interesting point. In our nature, as, you know, humans, we hate change. We just do. It's like the animal part of ourselves that wants to keep everything the same. But the problem is that change is the only thing that you're guaranteed. You know, so we need, in my opinion, in martial arts training, even in the meaning of Wing Chun, which means to, you know, everlasting springtime or continual spring, is to continually be in a state of renewal. Or I was having a chat with another guy, it's to continually be in that beginner's mind that's open to learning. Empty your cup. Yeah.
Every time I go to lesson, empty your cup.
The advantage is that you're observing that.
Yeah, I know, like the energy things and centering and stuff becomes more and more apparent and easier.
Yeah, for sure.
The more you train, because
definitely,
you know, you're accepting it. I think if you just went, no, I'm not going to do it. You know what I mean? Or,
oh yeah, you're right. No, I've had people come along and they're mentally blocked to even experience it straight away. Like, nah, this is all fairy bullshit.
Yeah.
And then they'll go back to, I don't know, skull and
you have
beans.
thoughts when you first walk in. I admit that I was kind of snickering to myself, but I believe...
Energy?
I did believe, you know, like I believed that
Yeah.
it was true, and how could it not be, because it's been around for so long,
Yeah.
you know. But there's always that little thing in the back of your mind that...
The doubts,
the doubt or whatever.
Yeah. Actually, he brings up a really interesting point here. In order for us to succeed in our Kung Fu training, a big part of it is believing that you can. Because my teacher in Hong Kong, he was known as the king of Silam Tao, like a master of mind force. And everyone in my lineage was like, you know, he can do it. There was a picture of him on the wall, and it was like, he can do it, but no one else can. So there was a big built-up belief that no one else can do it at all. And in studying with him, one of the things that stuck with me was that he was speaking to Iman and asking, how did he develop mind force? How did he develop this power of the mind, you know? And he said, okay, keep your back straight, Tai Gong, use no force or effort and focus everything towards the center far away, and you'll achieve the mind force, or you'll achieve the Nim Tao. And then he said, I went and practiced and I believed him. And it was that last line which caught me, was that he believed him. He said to him, if you do this, this, and this, you will achieve X result. And I think the belief in his teacher and what he said allowed him to actually achieve it. Whereas a lot of the time, I believe students, including myself, block ourselves to achievement because of what's going on up here. If you think you can't do it, you most likely won't be able to. Yeah. Anyway, so you bring up a good point. Let's move on to the next exercise, unless there's any questions so far. Okay, so now what we'll do, we'll look at it from a different angle. I'll get you guys to come up here, so Lincoln goes here in front of me.
Facing this way.
Yeah, and what you're going to do is you're going to apply pressure downward on their shoulders without Taigong first. So look at yourself and fall in love with yourself, and I put pressure down on his body. Yeah, and feel how it buckles his body. Yeah, try not to put too much force on your partner, guys. And then now he centers himself. So put your stance on, toes in, knees bent, centers, thinks about being nice and tall, and then you start to apply pressure here. Yeah. Yeah. Feel the difference?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is just getting you to feel it from a this also helps you to feel into your spine more, so you keep centering. So if there's any points of tension as I apply pressure, Lincoln can start to release them, like down his lower back, up chest, let it go around the spine. Yeah, good. Okay, so without Taigong, if you want, you can do it with muscular force, like these guys suggested, and then do it with Taigong and centering. Okay? Grab a partner, let's have a go.
So colorful today.
Thanks. Good, yourself? Yeah. You want to join in? We're still rolling out. We've still got another 10 minutes. Right. Who's partnerless? Oh, hello. All right.
Standing here waiting.
So no centering.
I need another, like a crate or something.
Yeah, I feel it. Oh.
Can you move shoulders and stuff?
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Now I'll center myself.
Okay, your turn.
Is this a massage
Yeah.
class today?
I can actually tell the difference between the
Yeah.
muscle
Keep going.
and the third
Bald
one.
guys in the front.
Wash.
I could tell. It probably looked to you like it was the same, but I could actually feel it.
Yeah, you're like a rock.
Yeah. Feel the difference, huh?
Yeah.
See?
You want to have a go, Richard?
I don't know what you're doing, but sure.
No Taigong, no centering and centering.
Wash.
No
So
centering.
it's also like
Wash again.
No
No
centering.
centering.
No centering. But I start to do it nowadays, right? So.
It's kind of on. Think
Yeah,
about it.
it's just
Just
on
out of
my
it.
naturally. Right?
I'll just softly touch you, though.
But what? So I need to like
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, and now center properly, like softly draw Taigong, feel,
Yeah.
and see. Now do that as he puts pressure. Yeah. Yeah.
it's a different muscle density.
This is
It's not muscle though. That's the thing. It's
I know,
just
but
this.
that's what it
feels like because
You go hard everywhere. It goes dong.
it becomes more solid. It's actually, I think it's more structural. It's a more better, like it's like you're pushing on the structure more, so it feels like a
Yeah.
different muscular density. If
Yeah.
that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also a little.
Yeah.
You don't.
Yeah. If you allow your back to sort of bend a bit,
Yeah.
whereas if you just go upright a little bit, it's like that spine going.
So
Wash.
when he says, keep this state with you for as long as you want, practice it during the day. So I was having this problem where physio was telling me I'm rolling my shoulders and everything, posture's bad, and even coming here trying to keep the posture, he's telling me you're not centered, right? So just practicing it all the time when I'm walking, standing around, it's just sort of almost on all the time. Not the state, but at least the posture and the intention to stand up and expand everything. So
On that
now-
note, let's use that. So if we come over here, guys. So follow around the next exercise. Richard's, if you can come here, Richard, you're going to walk me across this way. So what we're going to do now is you're going to apply force to the other person's belly. And first, without centering, so without, what are the three components of centering? Taigong, yeah. So softly drop the anus. What's next?
Feeling,
Feel the center and?
visualize.
Yes! All right. Phew. And then kicks him out. So first no centering. He's going to think about, I don't know, whatever. What do you want to think about?
Food.
Food. Okay, think about food, and then he's going to walk towards me. Yeah, walk, or at least try to. Yeah. Good. Yeah. And now, yeah. See how his upper body starts to lean a bit, and then the legs will come at times.
It's the only way I can move.
Yeah. And now he wants to softly draw up and center himself, and now use the center to walk towards me. A little bit of the upper body's leaning, let it sink back in. Yeah, now walk that. Yeah. So, have a go with that now. Yeah.
So on your daily life, can you actually do that, like walking and then centering?
Yeah. If you think about it like this, feel your center now. Yeah, and now walk. That's it. It's the same thing as like looking at your phone and concentrating on the message you're doing and walking, except your concentration now is the spine. So I'm literally moving while thinking about my center now. It's not.
Are you doing the Taigong
Now, good question. At first, I had to very consciously draw that up and have like, it was tiring in a way because I had to always be thinking about it. But now when I think center, there's like I feel that area, and there's like a slight activation without any force. It's just like a thought now.
Eventually,
Right.
this will feel
It's like a thought now. But at first I physically did like
I feel
this,
lighter.
like a soft lift. So you got to make sure it's soft like this,
Now it feels like
not like this.
restricted.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
because otherwise, if you do it tense, then the hips and the butt, they'll all tighten up with it. Everything will get tense, and that's not what you want. You want it to be more like, as you draw up like this, everything kind of releases around that, like you're hanging from a hook like this. See, there's like a slight upwardness here, but everything can hang from that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah? Okay. Okay, cool. Let's have a go. Walk each other across the room.
You can feel that, right? Okay. So go back. Get yourself into a center state. Okay. No. Before you walk forward.
I couldn't feel the difference.
First thing, let's just get a natural walk on. Let's just walk. So maybe if you just step out of the way and just walk naturally, like you're just going for a walk.
No center. You're leaning.
Yeah, just natural walk. Yeah. What I mean is because very much you're more like this. You just want to walk naturally, like he's not there.
Top of your body.
You know what I mean? So try it that way. Try to walk through him. Don't worry about him being there. Just walk naturally, like you're just.
Go with, or do I just try to block?
You ride, so you don't change your force. So if you walk towards me,
Feel the top half coming.
I ride it. See, I'm just riding it.
Yeah.
I'm holding like a statue, as opposed to if you put more force on. Yeah. And now I'm increasing again. You see, you don't increase. You hold like a statue. I should have. Yeah. Good point. I should have said that earlier.
You know what I mean?
You're not getting weight on me. It's your entire body moving.
So you're like a statue. You're riding his force. Yeah. And now stop. And now again. Now center and walk. Center and walk. Center and walk. Center and walk. Center and walk.
Then I'm off balance.
Yeah, but your whole body has to move at the same time. Don't think of it as feet first and then the body.
Yeah.
You don't do that when you walk. You walk your whole body.
Can I feel?
Like the whole top of your body just.
So no centering.
Whatever the body.
Think about drinking wine and beer and having.
Do any centering or trying to use anything. Just think of walking with your bottom.
Now center yourself and move your center towards me.
Your bottom half of your body. Right? Don't think of it as two separate halves. Just walk.
I am. I'm trying, but you're stopping me.
Yeah.
So,
I'm feeling a very subtle change. Very subtle. I'm not feeling much. Did you? What did you?
I didn't know it was me. I couldn't feel
Yeah.
the
Okay.
difference.
So still nothing.
Yeah. I was very subtle. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe when you're walking, it's a bit harder.
It's
for me
harder when
to-
you're walking, definitely,
to
because
center.
now you're moving. So feel there's no centering.
So this is better already. You're not leaning forward. You're just walking.
Yeah, I'll center myself.
You feel a large increase in power.
No center.
Energy you're coming from, right? So
No
you're
centering.
going right here. Okay, stand in this position, but sort of sink yourself. Sort of release the weight. Almost
Tai Gong.
Releasing all your weight
Center.
to your knees and your hips, and just start walking forward slowly like that. Right?
Feel?
Yeah.
No center. Just walk. Don't think too much. Yeah.
You're
Now,
constantly walking in place. And
stop.
taking tiny steps.
Tai Gong. Lift. Feel your center. Visualize it, and now send that towards me. Towards me. Like look into my center. Look, yeah, this way. Yeah. Keep going now. Yeah. Keep walk. Just walk normally. Just step like you normally walk. Yes. Yeah. This feels better. I felt an improvement there. Did you feel any difference yourself there?
you just got to walk forward, take
I feel easier to walk towards you.
I know.
Yeah, that's good.
Just I clarify
Yeah,
forward.
I felt the
have to
difference in
look
that
at
last
your
one.
eyes.
It felt like you needed me to guide you through the process to get it. Probably
When
still
you
it's
said,
true.
when you said Tai Gong, I tried to close my eyes and feel it. When you said, look at you, it's easier for me to look at you and then walk with Tai Gong.
Yep, that definitely felt an increase when you were looking at me. That comes down to then the direction of the power. Yeah. So where you're pointing it, which is a whole other
When you're
lesson.
looking, is that eyeball cheek?
I know.
It's like where
Close
you.
range fighting, they say that your eyeballs, there's more force.
I don't know. I haven't heard of that.
It's like praying mantis dudes.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't heard about that. Something more to learn. Sweet. I'll look forward to learning that. Yeah. I'm still
I don't know how to do it.
I'm still looking into all the other kung fu's. Like Wing Chun's like the system I've mastered, if you could call it that. But I'm still looking into all the other ones as well. Alrighty. Maybe you have a turn.
That's kind of where you start.
Did you have a turn?
Sir? Yeah.
Okay. Did you both have a turn?
Yeah.
You both had a turn? Yeah.
Sink down.
It's more solid.
Yeah.
Because you look at
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's the advantage of observing and paying attention. Yeah, I noticed that when anything's going on, you're listening and watching and learning from it. There's very much a lot of the time when people start learning something, if it's not directed at them, they kind of switch off. But you always want to have in your mind, like, what's in it for me? Like, how can I learn from this?
I think it's because it's quite hard to take in. Like I find that's why I'm listening.
Yeah, to learn
Well,
shit.
for me,
That's it. All right, guys, did everyone have a turn? Yeah. Any questions overall about centering? All right, what are the 3 components of centering? Taigong, which means to?
draw up.
Yes, draw up from your butthole. Good. Don't get any laughs, come on guys. Anyway, what's the next component?
Visualize.
Yeah, feel and visualize, yeah. I don't really care what order you do it in. The idea, you got to find how you get in your center. You know, a way to describe it is like, Taigong is like a switch. You know, when you turn the switch on, switch that turns it on straight away so you have your whole center. Even better, it should turn on your whole state, which we'll go into in other lessons. Now, any other questions? Or any questions at all? No? Let's finish off with a standing energy meditation on the center. So, if you can grab a spot, start with our feet kissing, touching. So that's a reference point. So get them together so you can feel that contact point just above the floor. So bring them right next to each other so you can feel them. Take some deep breaths and start by activating Taigong. So get that soft drawing up, really feel that soft lift. If you can't feel it, you can physically clench it even more, like you're trying to break a poop. Yeah. And now soften that and then make it a real soft drawing up. So let the muscles release and have a soft drawing up, like a string being drawn through the center, softly. Now bring the feeling into that whole center. So feel from the crown and the ground. So you're feeling in your whole center. Feel it, feel it, feel it. So you've activated the pelvic floor or Taigong. You're feeling through the whole center. And now activate the visualization. So see it. See it like a lightsaber of white light shining in your center. Seeing it, feeling it, and drawing up. This is what we call centering. Take deep breaths and feel all the muscles releasing around your center. Feel that this centering concept elongates your center. It opens it up, softens it, and releases tension from it. Taking deep, conscious and comfortable breaths. Anchor this state of centering into your subconsciousness and know that you can activate it at any time you need it. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Thanks, guys. Let's have some tea.